Hi everyone, Rob Collier here. We trust you're having an enjoyable January. It's a fairly mild start to our new year. It's been an exciting week in Lansing with the Governor's State of the State address, and I wanted to just share with you a few thoughts about a very important theme for grant makers across Michigan. As you all know, in the Governor's State of the State address, he talked about early childhood education, which is a critical issue that a number of our members and foundations in Michigan and corporate grant makers are supporting. And he also talked about the Educational Achievement Authority, which is another important educational initiative. So education was an important part of his State of the State message. And I wanted to just draw your attention to two important webinars that we're offering that are coming up. The governor's talking about education, but it's also equally important that Michiganders across our state are talking about education. And last year, the Center for Michigan, as part of its important leadership work, conducted over 280 conversations involving over 5,600 Michiganders in conversations across Michigan about education, about student learning. And we're really excited to be offering a special preview of their report to our members. It will be a webinar held next Friday, the 25th at noon, and we invite you all to join us for that free webinar that we're doing with John Bebo and Phil Power and Amber Toth from the Center for Michigan. It's an important opportunity to hear what the public is saying about education. The other webinar that I want to just draw your attention to is happening on February the 8th. And the reason why this is an important webinar is because what we're going to try to do, that webinar will start at 10 in the morning and go till noon. And that webinar is really going to focus on 6 important initiatives taking place in education in Michigan right now that foundations are playing a very important role in supporting. So you're going to be getting an update in that webinar on the work of the Office of Great Start, for example, that our former colleague Susan Broman from the Steelcase Foundation, who now is the Deputy Superintendent to the state for the Office of Great Start, will be briefing us on her work. You'll be hearing from the work that's being done by the Michigan Council on Educator Effectiveness that philanthropy is supporting, led by Dean Deborah Ball from the School of Education at the University of Michigan. So those are two very important webinars. The first one will be the conversation with the Center for Michigan on what the public is saying about education next Friday, the 25th of January. The second one will be February the 8th. And I encourage you to join us for those two important activities. It's important to remember that of all the philanthropic work that goes on in Michigan, the single largest beneficiary is education. I just want to, while I'm on that subject, I want to just remind you about one other important activity that goes on every year for Michigan, and that is our annual conference. And I'm sure you've heard that we have a call out. We're asking members, we're asking folks to send us ideas for sessions. So if you have an idea for our annual conference around education or any other subject, but I'm particularly inviting you to submit ideas on education, do send them in to us because the program committee will be having its first meeting later this month, and over the course of the spring they'll be designing the content for our annual conference taking place next October 14th and 15th in Grand Rapids. As you can tell, there's a lot going on at the Council of Michigan Foundations. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate our opportunity to bring value to the important work you're doing for the benefit of all Michiganders. Have a great month of January, and we'll look forward to having you with us for one of those webinars.